All right. Hey everyone, I'm hopping on early. I just finished doing my medicine bath. I really want to stay in the spirit of my medicine bath right now because I had a lot that I was moving through preparing for the vision part. Now, I hope everyone was able to dive into their spirit part of what we talked about yesterday to do for last night. Now, the energy was off the rockers last night. It was high, but yet and still I was able to kind of get into my space and to get some sleep. But there was a lot of movement, like spirit beings and spirit things and coming through, passing through. And I was like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Passing through. I was like, oh my gosh, so much activity going on last night. It was crazy. So we're in day two. And in this day two, okay, in day two, we have, hold on, I was supposed to pull it up. Okay, there we go. In this day two, we have the blue electric monkey. Now, the blue electric monkey is the one that has the star next to it, which is a special portal because it's in the new moon energy, is anchored into that. And the blue electric monkey is I activate in order to play bonding, bonding Bonding illusions. I seal the process of magic with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of vision. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So the color is blue. The planet is Venus. The throat chakra is activated. And the earth family cardinal is also activated. Our rune for today is the one that looks like a flag. And that is signals 96. Now, we got a lot of energy just moving. I mean, just a lot of crazy things. And I'm like, God, look at this crazy ass energy. And people are just kind of losing it. That's the only way I can really say it. Okay, so this rune is all about signals, messengers, rune of God of Loki. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we got that one. It says correct understanding of death in its cosmic dimensions dispels ignorance and fear at its root level. So that one, okay, we're looking like this. This one right here. Okay, and we're still in our owling. I was doing some serious owling last night, wherever I was. I was in it. I was around some people. I was doing some checking in on something. We're at gate 315. We are at beta alpha higher mind control right here. We're in the fourth mental sphere, continuing consciousness, which is in the back of the head right here. So you're probably feeling a lot of pressure in the head area. This is the second time dimension, cosmic ascension. So this message about this particular rune, the Anaz, is the key here is receiving messages and signals and gifts. So receiving messages, signals, and gifts. What's the message? What messages are you getting? Because we're in the vision. What is the vision? So what are the signals that you're seeing? What are the messages that you're receiving? Even timely warnings may be seen as a gift. This message may be that of new life unfolding, new lives begin with new connections, surprising connections, and directs you into a new pathways. Take care now. Be especially aware during the meetings and visits and chance encounters, particularly with persons wiser than yourself. When a messenger rune brings sacred knowledge, you are truly blessed. So Loki is an ancient trickster. Yeah, that's interesting. From the pantheon of the Norse gods. He is the Hayoka of the Native Americans, a mocking shadow of the creator god, as well as a bringer of benefits to humankind. He is also a reminder that even scoundrels and arch thieves can be the bearers of wisdom. When you draw this rune, expect the unexpected. The message is always a call to a new life. So I like this because that rune is all about the signals. It's a connection with the divine is at hand. The signal is to explore the depths and foundations of life and experience the inexhaustible wellspring of divine in your nature. At the same time, you're reminded that you first must draw from the well to be nourished and to give to yourself. Then there will be more than enough to nourish others. A room, a new sense of family solitary. So, solitude. Okay, so what's the messages that you're getting? So, in order to set up this vision, what's the vision that you're having? What's coming forward? Some of you are probably feeling a lot of head pressure right now because that crown and that soul star energy is being super activated right now. Some of you are probably feeling that extra tiredness, like, I can't, I just got to lay down. Now, remember when I said back in the day, I was told by a lot of my relatives, they were saying there's going to come a day where we won't be able to stand up. We're going to have to lay down because the gravitational pull on this planet and the amount of plasmic light that's going to come in is going to be too much. And we are not used to that. So we'll have to lay down in order for our bodies to calibrate it. Who says, hi, I miss you. La, 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 Serenity. From Serenity, Noah, Mora, hi. I'm not sure what, but hi, how's it going? Hi. So, anyway, this energy is all about allowing yourself to calibrate. Now, that doesn't mean that you go running all over the place doing crazy things. You need to be aware where your energy is. Okay, today is Vision Day. Hey, lovely, it's Vision Day. So, what is the vision that you're having for yourself? What is the vision that you really want to pull in for yourself? What is the vision? What is that vision? So, this is that time you want to kind of, okay, but why do I randomly see you on my feed? Truly feels like I need your message. Is this an itty bitty little one? Are you the little one? The little one that was at the spa, the little one? The young one? Let me know if you were the young one. I'm like, wait, did you wear glasses? Oh, it's you! Honey, I'm sorry. I saw that name. I'm like, who is this? I don't know who this is. How you doing? Why are you saying you need this message? Come on now. Don't be playing with me. Come on now. You know better. You know better. There. I gave you the look. You know better. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Where you been? I'm not on what is that thing? Not the other one, Instagram. I'm not over there a lot. I'm on, but I don't do a lot of my posting over there anymore. I changed my whole picture thing. I'm like 77 be love spirit or something. 77 be light, be so light spirit. I see, I don't even know. But I'm over there just a little bit. I'm not over there a lot. And you know why. So I am good. However, I am struggling with confidence on my chem exam. This girl, please. We ain't got time to be struggling with no confidence for your chem exam. on my last semester, got a health science bachelor degree. Good for you, honey. Good for you. Just be done with it. Just already do your best. Know you got it done. Be done with it. Don't be getting all stressed out about no test. Please give me a break. There is far more bigger things to be stressed out about than taking your test. Don't be stressed out about your test. Just take a deep breath. Do your very best. That's all you can do. And just know it's like a game. Treat it like a fucking game. I have to say it like that. It's like a game. You make this move, the teacher makes this move. You make this move, the teacher makes this move. Oh, you out with the teacher, you win. Checkmate. There you go. Don't be stressed. Don't stress about that stuff. You know, I have a short story about that stress. I remember when I was taking chemistry, and the more I stressed, the more I kept messing up. Like I couldn't get it. I didn't understand chemistry. Chemistry and me, we just didn't mix. It was like oil and water. It just didn't mix. I could not get it. And it was like a foreign language to me. I just could not understand. But hell, you give me some oils, you give me a bottle, you give me some mixtures you want me to make you, I can mix that up in a hot second like that. But don't ask me to break down chemical components and tell you what the chemical component is and all that stuff. I can kind of look at it on a spiritual level, but I can't do it on that take a test level to get to the next. That's my mind just doesn't work like that. So, but I stressed myself out so much I couldn't pass my test. So stop stressing yourself. Anytime, this is for all you youngins out there. You youngins out there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You young ones that come on here, be following me and sitting in the background saying, ooh, that sounds interesting. You young ones. I keep forgetting sometimes young ones be watching me. And I'm not talking about little kids. I'm talking about young ones, anybody below 59. If you are below 59, I'm calling you a youngin'. So when you're studying, the first rule of thumb is this. You should automatically be burning a yellow candle. A yellow candle on your study desk helps you to keep your mind open, helps you to focus. Even a blue one will help kind of calm your mind so you can maintain. So a yellow or a blue one, burn either one of those when it comes time to study. And when you're studying, you want to use rosemary essential oil, breathe that in to open up the channels so that you can relax the mind so you can think. So rosemary oil works really good for that. Breathing in a little bit of orange to help bring in some woo energy. Spearmint is excellent for that so that you can think, okay? So your mind is think. So when you're trying to remember things or to calm the mind so you can be in there, this is where you connect to your higher self and you say, okay, I have to study this, but I need to be connected to my higher self so I can remember what I am studying, okay? That's how you do this. It's not trying to memorize stuff. It's trying to be connected so you can retain what you are studying and make it fun for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. On my last semester of college for my health science bachelor degree. Good for you. But what are you going into with your bachelor's degree? Please tell me it's not. Are you going in for psychology? That's going to be well needed, 100% in the days to come. What are you going into? I'm in between nursing or respiratory. Go respiratory therapy. Don't do nursing. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. Take it from a retired from that profession, nursing. Respiratory therapy is great. You can probably also use it in X-ray technology. If you wanted to go into X-ray technology, those are two good places to go. I can see you doing that versus nursing. If you do nursing, it's going to burn you out. Okay, I'm saying this not only from my experiences, but I'm also saying this because I have a lot of friends that are nurses. And the day when things were popping off, where we had to stay at home and licenses were coming up to be renewed, a couple of myself and a couple other people, we did not renew our license. We just said, the hell with it. We're just going to go ahead and retire out. And that's exactly what we did. Nursing is not what it used to be back in the day, where you could care for your patients and be there and take care of your patients. It's not that now. It's all about making money for the corporation of the hospitals. Okay, that's all it is. You're not going to get all the care as a nurse. You're not going to get it. It's you're going to get burned out. You're going to be tired because your adrenals are always going to be on this fight or flight. Gotta go, 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 go. Okay? So, hey, yeah, I agree. Nursing, yeah, I noticed the draining. Yeah, switch to something else. Don't do the nursing one. It's too much bullshit crap going on in nursing. Not enough respect. They don't pay you enough money to do all the stuff that you're going to be doing. And they always want to get nickel and dime you when it comes time to a raise. That's the insult right there. You bust your ass taking care of the doctor, the patient, and then the family members that come in, and the whole time you're trying to CYA your ass to keep from getting sued and to keep your license afloat. Don't even waste your time there. You're young. You want to keep your vibrance. You want to keep your adrenals running. Don't go into nursing. I'm sorry. I have to say it like it is. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat the shit. It's a good career when it first was being okay, like when it didn't get crazy. It's crazy right now. And you're going to be walking in. I can't tell you how many times I was taking care of a patient, and then later we get pulled to the side and say, well, this patient had a very contagious blah, 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 and now you're going to be treated for it. Oh, I have only been in this room how many times exposed to this patient, and now you're telling me this? Yeah, you're going to be the last to always know. All right? Now, go get yourself a cushy job where you make good money, but you're not running yourself into a grave. Okay? You're not breaking your body down. I'm sorry, honey. I just got to say it like it is. I just have to. Because you probably were sitting on a fence trying to figure out if you really want to do this. And no. Go do something else. And I don't care about all this bull crap. Oh, we have a shortage of nurses and da 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 coming. No, don't fall for that, because the shortage of nurses has nothing to do with having no nurses. It has to do with the hospitals and the way the so-called administrators and the business ethics behind the hospital nickel and dime everything, and they keep all the money for all their high paying position administrators and all of them, but they don't care about the staff. That's the blood and muscle of the hospital. So no, no, not in this day and time. Don't be giving your energy, life force over to that. Find something else. I don't care if you have to do something with your bachelor's degree where you go in and you're like doing medical cosmetology, or you're doing medical type of surgery procedures where people are getting surgery corrections and stuff. That's a cushy job. Get that. Something where you're making good money. I'm sorry, but I'm seeing too many nurses quitting, and I'm seeing now doctors quitting, because it is not about healing the patient. It's all about money. It's all about push this, push that, chart this, because if you don't chart it, you didn't do it. And you got a CYA, which means cover your ass 24/7. Now, if I had to go back, like back to the time when I first went into CNA, I think I was like 17 or 18. Doing my CNA 19, 17, 19, around in there, right there. Um, I would have just stopped there, and then I would have went into what I really wanted to do, holistic medicine. I would have went into that. Okay, I would have went into Bastyr. I would have went there and at a younger age and would have went into naturopathic medicine. I would have did that because I want to stop something from happening versus okay, now you got it. Now let's just keep putting a band-aid on the situation, but we're not never going to get to the root of why you have it. We're never going to get to the root of that. Okay? So no, honey. No, no. Do yourself a favor. You're young. You want to keep it that way? Find something that really feels good, okay? Don't get yourself all tied out and worn out in nursing. I'm sorry. Just it's a hard ass profession. It is not you don't get thank you a lot like you should. Your raises suck because they're trying to keep you from reaching a certain plateau of payment because they want to keep the nurses, and then what they want to do is burn you out preferably anywhere between 3 to 5 years, so you'll leave so they don't have to keep paying you more increased money for staying in your profession. Okay, trust me on that. I found that out in an interview. The lady looked at my resume and she says, wow, you have such a good experience of everything. ER, you got med surg, you got burn unit. Wow, and I see you stayed here for almost 8 to 10 years. And we don't like our nurses staying that long. We like them to stay for 3 to 4 years, maybe 2 at the most, and go. And I looked at her like, why? I said, well, because we want to have to pay you more money and then you top out, and we don't want to have to do that. I got up, I took my resume, and I said, thank you. Gotta go. Walked the hell out of the interview. So, yeah, don't. Their shortages and stuff is all man-made. They make that stuff. They make that. They put the nurses and doctors in mayhem situations, and then don't want to pay people right. Okay, it isn't what it used to be back in the day. That's my lecture on that. I hope I helped you make a decision. There you go. All right, back into our kin. As you can see. It is the blue electric monkey, and it's all about the vision. And my whole thing is with the vision, what is your vision? What is your vision for say? But matter of fact, if you wanted to take that degree, shoot, you can go work in the morgue if you wanted to. Everybody's quiet there. Nobody's easy money. Nobody's gonna be bitching at you. You don't have to drug anybody up. You just help the process. They just cross on over. You just slide them in and out. That's it. Oh, this one's gonna go into the ethers. This one's going into the ground. Okay, got it. Find what did they die from? Okay. Yeah, there you go. There's always ways where you don't have to stretch yourself out. You can just be a teacher if you want to be a teacher. There's so many avenues. Don't get caught up in just thinking you have to be in one way. All right. Keep the vision of yourself alive. Keep the vision. Okay. Everybody here, we are owling. We're in our owling. The owl is all about seeing through the dark, seeing through the muck and mire, and seeing the truth of what it is, being able to see clearly. Okay. So when we get into our owling stuff, we're seeing beyond those hidden curtains. What we're not really seeing when we look face on. We're going beyond that when you're owling. What else is hidden that I'm not seeing? Okay? This is owling time. This is not take it at face value time. No, this is owling time. This is like, okay, and I'm seeing this. What's the real point? What you're doing? Okay? Somebody's doing this. Oh, you want to do that? Oh, what's the real reason why you're doing this? That's owling. We want to see the real reason of what you're doing. Okay? So it's time to really have that vision straight of what it is you want to get into or what you're creating for yourself. Now, we went from spirit last night, talking and communing with spirit, whatever the signal and messages were. So whatever your signal and message that you got in sleep world, if you went to sleep or didn't go to sleep, or if you were lucid dreaming in between. What was the message? And then today, as you're in your day, whether you take a medicine bath, whether you're out in nature, whether you're just sitting and being, what is the vision, the feeling that's coming up for you? What is that? What does it feel like? Does it feel good? Does it feel like you just want to kind of sit back and observe? Does it feel like you want to kind of write it down and get kind of descriptive with it and write and see what does that actual script of your vision look like? Okay, this is that bring the script to life moment. What is it? What's the vision? What needs to come forward in the vision? Okay, so that's the vision part of all of this. And it's all still stemming with define, measure, and form. Define, measure, and form. What is the define, measure, and form? What is that? And how do you see yourself with that? Tomorrow we step into yellow self-existing human. And then we have that rune, which is the R, which is about the journey. So what is the journey of the self? But right now, it is the portal of the activation of the vision, bringing in the vision, activating it. Okay? So remember when I was talking to all of you about this movie, and I was looking at it, and I thought this movie was so trippy. It was so trippy. I was just like, what the heck is going on in this movie? Okay, this movie was the name called Aperture. It's on Pluto. And I saw it and I was like, oh, well, I'll just check it out. I'll take a look at it, And I started watching it. And the whole mystery of this movie was about this man. Hey, lovely. Thank you for letting us know about the shell cleansing. It worked better than the egg cleansing. Yay! I love the shell cleansing. That's one of my medicines. I love it. This movie, believe it or not, what the whole thing was. Okay, when you look at the word, I want to make sure I had a hard time kind of pronouncing it because it was like, what is it? Apatory. No, I can't bring it up. Okay, anyway, this maybe it's abatur, aperture, Abattoir. So when you look this word up, it means a place of where one was struck down. Okay. And right now, this energy represents stuck souls on timelines. Okay. Abattoir. And it's set back in the 1950s or 60s. That's how they filmed it for that. But what it is, long story short, there's this keeper, this watcher, who goes to houses whenever something tragic happens there. like when people are just taken out in a home. So say like it happens in the living room. All right. The house goes up for sale. The people who are going to buy the house or whatever, they'll get a knock on the door, and this guy shows up and he says, "Oh, I was wondering if I could come and purchase this house." He'll buy the house from the person. Sometimes he doesn't even buy it. What he does, if he can get to it before the people actually purchase the house, he goes in and takes the room of where this incident happened and takes it all out and takes it to his realm. Okay? So now he has kind of like a box of energy of where the souls have expired in this section, and he's adding it on to a house that he's building in his realm. Okay? Follow? It's a trip. It is a trip because the girl is trying to figure out who this man is and why he's doing this. And it's all about timelines and portals. Okay? So finally, towards the end, remember, everything we do, the whole trick to us is to get us to consent to what they want to do to us, okay, or what they want to extract from us. They got to figure out a way to trick you to get you to consent. So he point blank tells her when she shows up in the realm researching, and she's following all the trails, all these different homes, coming up with rooms pulled out, and they're bare bones, like the frame is left, but everything's been pulled out of that house of where the incident happened. And as she sees it, he stands at the entryway of his home creation, which is a huge buildup vortex of trapped souls that he has harnessed in all these different rooms. Okay? He built a home out of it. He stands at the doorway and he tells her, "Well, you can come in of your own free will." He says that, of your own free will. And maybe you want to look for your mom and your sister and your father. They're here. And she's standing there trying to figure it out. Like, maybe you shouldn't go in there because you're going to get trapped. You're never going to come out of there. You're going to become a part of it. Okay? Follow what I'm saying? She makes the decision and steps into the house, and he steps back and says, "I see you made your decision. You're going to come in here and look for your family. Enjoy." So as she's walking through this collection of horrors of house pieces where she is seeing these souls reenact what happened to them over and over and over and over. Everywhere she's going, the bathroom, whatever happened in there, that soul's over and over and over. Living room, over and over and over. Bedroom, over and over and over. Kitchen, over and over and over. She's just watching all these souls interact, and then finally she comes to a part of the house that she knows that was a part of the house where her family was taken out in. And so she goes to that part and she's seeing what happened to her mother, her sister, and her father. And then she watches them come back up, and they go through it over and over and over. And she says they are stuck in a looping timeline, and they're never getting out of here because it's over and over and over. This movie is so deep. It really shows you what a stuck looping matrix looks like, and how, if you consent to it, how it keeps you looping in the same scenario over and over and over. You might see different characters. You might see maybe a different look, but it's still the same thing over and over and over. Okay. Like I said, this movie is deep. It is on Pluto. It is a mind tripper because you got to pay attention to everything. And then she gets tricked at the very end to become a part of the whole thing because she, out of fear, takes out one of her friends by accident that was with her because she thought it was something else. And then somebody comes along and takes her. So the two, her and her friend's souls are trapped there. So it's a trip. You want to watch that and learn how they go into this journey of that. Then there was another one called The New Daughter. This one was a trip also because this was talking about native indigenous mounds. Okay, so this man buys this house, but there's this big old like mound further out in the wood area on his property. He's trying to figure out what is in that mound. Don't know what's in that mound. So, the guy that sold him the property tells him, oh, that's a Native American burial ground. That's a mound. And he goes, why didn't you tell me that before I bought the house? He goes, oh, I didn't think it was a big old thing. Don't worry about it. It's just a mound. It's just a burial thing. He goes, no. So the daughter starts having some issues. Okay? She gets chosen. She gets taken. Energy starts getting siphoned. And then what's in the mound are these like mole beings. They are living in the earth, in the dirt. It's a trip. It's a trip. I'm not going to say anything more because if you want to watch, it's called The New Daughter and it is on Pluto. But I like watching certain movies because of the coding messages and they're telling you stuff that you might not even think about when you see certain things, like a mound or something happened in this room. Do you ever think about when something terrible happens, like when somebody expires and they're left in their house? And I remember once Deb said to me, oh, why don't we start our own business and go into houses and clean up when people pass away? And I'm like, hell no to the high no. She goes, why? I said, girl, please. I don't want to have to see the soul sitting there. I don't want to hear all the stuff. That's too much trauma. I can't. No. I said, I know what I went through when I went into this other place. And it was a murder thing on there. I did, no. She goes, yeah, that's true. They would be talkative. I said, yeah, no. So when you think about when somebody expires and they're sitting there and they're expired, and then people have to go in there and clean up a body that has exploded. Okay? Exploded. Yeah. I've seen some of those shows where they go in and they clean up and they'll say, oh, this person, we just found them. They've been gone for like 2 weeks. They were just sitting in the chair and had passed away in the chair. But when they go and try to lift the body out of the chair, it comes apart and all of that. Yeah, no, that's not my department. No. Yeah, it's really intense because when someone passes away, this is why it's so important when you go into a home, apartment, whatever, you have to cleanse because everybody's not being honest. They only care about that money. Get somebody in there. Fill the spot. Who cares if so-and-so might have took themselves out in there and they hung themselves or whatever. But they won't tell you that. Okay? And then you are wondering why when you move in, you got weird things going on. You got weird things like you're having shortness of breath and don't know why. You have weird things like passing through the room or passing past a mirror and you're like, what the hell is that? Especially on this season time right now. where a lot of souls are just coming through, passing through. So this is why you have to clear, even when you take care of a loved one and they pass away. Okay, before coming on, I just had someone send me a text and said, yeah, the, father-in-law just passed away, da 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 da. And I said, look, this is what you need to do. Okay, because they were taking care of them in their home. Bowl of salt goes in that room. Once the body has been removed from that room, you strip everything down. If you can burn sage, if you can burn cedar, if you can burn some kind of plant medicine in there to clear, you want to do that. Open up all the windows, cover the mirrors. Any mirrors, cover them up, because you don't want the soul essence to get caught and go through a mirror. Okay? Open the window so they can go out that way. There's so much. There's the 3 days this soul is taking to leave from this plane. It's taking 3 days. Okay? Some might take a little longer depending on if there's something not done. Something they got to get a message about. Okay? So they'll be hanging around. That's where you get the light flickerings. That's where you get the cracked glass. That's where you get stuff coming off the wall. They're trying to get your attention, flipping your stuff off an altar, trying a certain one that's only getting flipped off, and they're trying to get your attention. Ringing doorbells, knocking at the door, nobody's there, trying to get your attention. This is why you would put a big bowl of salt in the water, in the room. Have salt water in the room in a bowl. Leave it there overnight. Let it cleanse. Take it when it's done in the morning. Take it and dump it down the toilet, or either off the property from your home. Give it to the earth. Smudge it up. Break it up with lemon water. You can spray throughout the whole spray. If there's a bed there and someone passed away in it, you don't keep that mattress. That mattress has to go bye-bye. Okay, get it out of there. Take it out of the house. Take it out of the apartment, wherever you're living. The mattress has to go. Take it out. Then you can go through, if you're not using lemon water, you can use Windex. Spray through with Windex. Windex, the ammonia is going to break up that energy. Now, when you use that, let everybody know who's the good spirit ancestor. Hey, I'm going to be using this today. I need you to come back when I'm done with the clearing process. Okay? Because it's going to make everybody leave. All right? When you use ammonia, it makes everybody leave. The good and the bad. The confused and the disheveled ones. They all leave. Okay? So then you just go ahead and cleanse with that, and then just make sure, keep the mirrors covered for at least 3 days so that soul will depart in a good way. Okay? Because you're going through layers. That soul has to go through layers. It's going to leave on that 3rd dimension, that 4th dimension, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, depending on where they are going. Okay? Until they find out where they're going to be. If they go to the light, they're going to recycle back through and incarnate. Okay? That light, now since we're in Aquarius time, we're being told going through that light, a tunnel, is a trick to get you to come back here. So you got to go the opposite way. So those of us that know this now, you should be programming yourself, saying, when I leave and I let go of this shell, I am not going to the light. I'm going to the opposite direction to get out of here. And I'm going to call on my ancestors who are out on the other side from there to help me get there. Okay? You'll know just as long as you keep telling yourself. And I know this for a fact because when I had my near-death experience, it was really quick. I remember I went and I didn't see a lot of light. I said, whoa. And my grandmother just appeared in front of me and she goes, honey, there was just a little bit of a mishap, but you can't be here. You got to go back. I go, Grandma, I want to stay here with you. She goes, no, you got a lot of work to do. You got to go back. And she goes, there you go. I was like, what? So here I come back, but I wasn't going through like some big long tunnel of light. I just saw like luminescent light, but I saw her. And she came forward looking like she always looks. Beautiful smile, long black hair and a braid, and smiling at me and telling me, you can't come, you gotta go. Gotta go back the other way. Gotta go. You can't be here. So believe it or not, there are a lot of guardians who know what the trickery is, and they will stop you from going further so that you don't reincarnate and come back through the looping system. It's coming out of that stuff. So I find that really interesting. So those are the two movies I wanted to talk about and give you guys an opportunity to take a look at. Let's take a look at some energy. And I'm going to do the heaven and earth read because there's some heavy energy happening right now. A lot of cosmic energy changing is happening. I'm going to look at the guiding light. I'm going to pull 2 for the guiding light. I like this deck. Guiding light. Real basic light on the back. So I'm going to pull 2. And then I'm going to do heaven and earth read. And then we're out of here. And then you are sitting with your vision. What is your vision? You can write it out. You can scribe through a candle. You can just sit and just be and allow yourself to see. What do you vision yourself doing, being, going? What is it? Okay, the heaven and earth realm. This is by the Psychic Tarot. These cards are a trip. Okay. I met him in person. He's a really nice guy. Back in the day when I went to all the healing art festivals and Renaissance Fair. Okay, now I'm going to do the numerology one, which is the bridge. That's the bridge in the middle. And then I do the second deck of the Psychic Heart, which is the green, which is the earth cards. How's it going to show up here on earth time? The new earth timeline. All right. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh. All right. This is a good one, especially for today when we're talking about the vision part of self. So in our guiding light, we have healing cocoon of light. Your angels come to you now and surround you in a healing cocoon made of light. This is a 55. So the healing light, healing cocoon of light. Some of us need that. It's that emotional and physical healing. That physical and emotional healing right now. And mental and physical healing. The mental, the things that we're constantly seeing. Then we jump into a number 61 and it says collective consciousness. You may be feeling overwhelmed by all of the energetic shifts. It is time to focus on peace and love for all. Isn't that the truth? Yes, 61. That is right on point. Okay. So in our heaven card, we have a number 8 card, which is accelerate motion. Look at this. Accelerate motion. What bridges this is the new beginning card. How it shows up here on the higher timeline of Earth, number 21, embrace. Final part. Let's accelerate it. When it's the new beginning, what comes after that? And when we embrace, what's the outcome of the embrace? Because of the healing cocoon and the collective consciousness, what is the third part of the message? Okay, the third part of the message is freedom of choice, too. Your choices are yours to make. Don't allow others to make your choices for you. Yes! OMG. Don't allow others to make your choices for you. Yes, yes, yes. So from the healing cocoon to the collective consciousness into this freedom of choice. That's that part of that free will. Now, accelerated motion, we get a number 5, the conflict and defeat. Don't feel like you're being conflict and defeat. Don't feel like there's a conflict. Accelerated motion means moving forward, but don't feel like, okay, where are we going? I see the light here, but I'm still feeling like I'm Calawampic here coming through this whole energy thing. The bridging part of the new beginning turns out to be spirituality. A new spiritual direction, new path opening up. And then as we move into the embrace, we move into the challenging times of 5. So here we go. We got a 5 and then a 5. We got a heaven 5 and an earth 5. So we're in that changing, challenging times. We embrace, but we have to move through this part where we're challenged. We can be challenged emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. This one, he has the shield. And it's funny, the black sun is sitting right behind him. Look at that. That thing that we see in the sky but we don't see. Yeah. The mystery, how the sky keeps changing in front of our eyes and we're supposed to pretend like we don't know what it is. Yeah, whatever. So that 577.5, this is a really interesting thing. How it all plays out. It's actually this way. Look at that. Really interesting. That's why you read, when you read with 2 sets of cards by the same person, it can really take your read to the next level when you're reading. Okay? Gives you more. I'm going to do another layer and then we'll call it done. Okay, the conflict, a defeat, how do we move past that? What is the medicine for that? And then when we move into spirituality part of the new beginning, what is the outcome of that? What is the next part of that? And then for the earth, higher timeline, after moving into embrace and challenging times, what comes out of the challenging times? And from the freedom of choice, what comes out of that freedom of choice? What's the next higher round message for that? All right, final say. I like that. Interesting. So from the healing cocoon of light and the collective consciousness into the freedom of choice, we move into a vibrational match, which is a 10. And it says you are sending out new signals that are bringing forth positive experiences. So the signal rune is playing its part right here. Okay. The last card on top of the conflict and defeat, emotional withdrawal, we got, hey, here it is. We started off with an 8, we end with an 8. So we started off with this one, we moved here, and now here's the final one. The bridging brings us to new beginning and spirituality, and then it moves us into surrender. Here, here, here. Surrender. And then our final part, how it all shows up here on earth, is to be embraced, challenging times, and we have to detach. 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 So the detach and the surrender play a really interesting part with this. Okay? Because it's that emotional withdrawal that brings in the surrender and then the detach. And that is that. So really good read for this vision part of the portal that we're activating and how it sits. We have to stay in that peace of ourselves and stay out of the parts that we feel that are that draining energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about where are we focusing and putting our energy at. And let me tell you, it is one of those moments where you're sitting back saying to yourself, this is crazy. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's going to get a lot crazier because now you got these crazy things, people. But you know what I find is interesting? When you just kind of fade into yourself and you do your own thing and you pay attention to what's in your world and how you want your world to be, and you detach from all the stupidness that's going on with these crazy wannabe political whatever the hell they are, and don't pay them no mind and you going about your business, they don't exist. They just don't exist in your energy. They don't exist. You're just going about it until something kicks off, and then you say, oh, is that really happening? Oh, okay, I didn't know that was taking place. Where you been, under a rock? No, I've been busy in my own little world, doing my own thing, not giving a damn about all this other shenanigans. So that's where this energy can kind of break apart a lot of the stuff that's going on, so you're not dealing with it. And then just being able to just kind of be in your own vision. What is your own vision? Okay. All right, lovelies. I am going to be preparing myself. I will not be on tomorrow unless Spirit tells me to. But I will put in more information about what the Spiral Light Teaching School is about. It's all about learning frequencies, codes, the very things that I do here and how I work with clients. And it is a life-changing thing if you decide to sign up for it. And the things that you'll be learning, you will be learning definitely about the Black Pyramid. That is a given, for sure. The Black Pyramid came on, I think about 2 months ago. And I had to teach the practitioners how to access it and how we got set up for that. And that is rad, the Black Pyramid. Because there's a few of them here on our planet in certain locations. The Black Pyramid, yeah, where they're located. So, with that being said, I ask each and every one of you to enjoy your day, be good to yourself, make your vision count. You are your vision. You are the vision, but bring it into fruition for yourself, okay? And enjoy the rest of your day. I will let you know as I get closer to Saturday. I have a drumming and water ceremony that I will be doing. So I'm very honored to do this for a friend of mine who asked me to come down to help with charging up her her business area and to set it in a good way. And I had a chance to go down and take a look at it, and it's beautiful. She did a good job. So, and she's always, whenever she needs something, she always does take the time out and always wants to get a session, or can you help me with this? I'm having problems with my dog. I'm having problems with my son. And can you help me with this? And I just do the spiral light and everything gets taken care of. It's all good. All right, lovelies, with that being said, enjoy your day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member of Be So Light. Thanks for supporting me on the channel and coming here. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to just stay in your light and be true to yourself. I'll see you real soon. Bye.